War. War never changes. Since the dawn of humankind, when our ancestors first discovered the killing power of rock and bone, blood has been spilled in the name of everything from God to justice to simple psychotic rage. In the year 2077, after millennia of armed conflict, the destructive nature of man could sustain itself no longer. The world was plunged into an abyss of nuclear fire and radiation. But it was not, as some had predicted, the end of the world. Instead, the apocalypse was simply the prologue to another bloody chapter of human history. For man had succeeded in destroying the world, but war never changes. In the early days, thousands were spared the horrors of the Holocaust by taking refuge in enormous underground shelters known as vaults. But when they emerged, they had only the hell of the wastes to greet them. All except those in Vault 101. For on that fateful day, when fire rained from the sky, the giant steel door of Vault 101 slid closed and never reopened. It was here you were born. It is here you will die. Because in Vault 101, no one ever enters, and no one ever leaves.
Hello, and welcome to 60 Second Gamer. I am Simon Pryor. Joining me as ever are Rich Hatton and Ant Tremaine.
Hello. I have a mic between my legs.
Do you?
Yes.
That's very nice for you.
It's very saucy.
Today we're talking about... I'm just going to carry on.
Just to throw you off topic.
Yeah, today we're talking about Fallout 3. The very, very, very long...
I won't say long, it's just large.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. It's, as you can tell from the name, it's the third game in the Fallout series.
Very observant of you.
And it's... I'll let you guys talk about it. Mr. Hatton mostly, I think, because I haven't played it as much.
I played most of it. I had to get Mr. Hatton to help me, mind you, but I did play quite a bit of it.
It came out in October 2008.
Yes, it's quite an old game now, but...
I preferred the game engine in this compared to Elder Scrolls, because I got both at about the same time, and Elder Scrolls I didn't really get on with.
Yeah, I think with Elder Scrolls, it's something we could probably touch on if we ever get around to doing it.
Yep.
I found it very difficult to level up and actually improve skills and whatnot. Whereas in Fallout, you can select which skills you want to improve each time you level up, and it's quite easy to get experience. You can get experience from anything, like shooting and killing people to completing quests and selling stuff and whatnot, and completing speech challenges. So
It's quite
in that regard, it's
very
good.
little game.
Yeah, I mean,
It has its fair share of bugs.
Yeah, but to be fair to Bethesda,
Struggled with that one.
Yeah, they're stupidly named. They've done, they make this massive game world, and you're gonna get a few niggles.
Yeah.
None of them are groundbreaking by any stretch.
It's still certainly playable, isn't it? I've put in about 15 hours so far, and I've barely done anything.
I can't remember how many. What was my playtime?
100 and something.
120 hours or something.
You've put about 6 days into it.
Over 2.5 years.
Yeah.
But you essentially start life as an actual baby.
Baby.
And you're born, and you get to choose
you
what
grow
you look
up
like.
in various bits and bobs.
Liam Neeson is your dad,
Yeah.
which is ace. You choose your special stats, which is a trait from the Fallout.
Not like that.
No. I choose to have the power of Down syndrome. I choose to be a midget and live until I'm 4.
Whoever's listening to this now has probably just turned it off. That's vile. I'm not listening to this. Mind you, you're probably used to it by now.
No, but it's a trait that's been around since Fallout.
This is like the 60th episode. If they're not used to it by now, I'm a bit concerned.
Yeah, but it's a trait that's been used since Fallout 1. So you can improve these special stats as you go through the game, be it by picking up random books or improving your level and selecting perks to improve the special thing. And it transpires that your dad is actually a scientist, and he took you underground to grow up in a vault so you wouldn't grow up on the wasteland. One day he escapes the vault from which no one, inverted commas, has ever escaped from before.
Yeah.
But if you read deeper into the Overseer's thing, who is in control of the vault, then they've been in contact with the outside world for many years and had lots of journeys out, but they've obviously hushed it up.
Kept it quiet, yeah.
Yeah.
From the general populace.
Mm-hmm. And then once you're outside the vault, you are free to go anywhere you want.
Yep.
And I admit the scale of the game can be daunting, especially when you first come out to the game and it's just like...
So there's a lot.
That's the game world.
There is a lot.
Go and explore.
A lot to it. I think it gets easier the more locations you find, and then you can fast travel between them.
Yeah, fast travel is extremely useful.
It would be quite funny actually if you did come out of the vault and there was just a chap stood outside going, "Hello,
welcome to the world of tomorrow."
And then in a cloud of smoke, vanishes.
And just like that, he's gone
on the wind,
like a fart in the breeze.
Vats.
Yeah, Vats is.
That's the other thing that helped mark this up, make it stand out from Elder Scrolls 4.
Yeah,
as well.
it's. I'm going to be really sad and tell you what it stands for. It stands for Vault Assisted.
Vault-Tec Assisted.
Vault-Tec Assisted Targeting System. Yeah. Sorry.
Don't forget the tech.
Vault-Tec, of course, because you live in a Vault-Tec vault. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, it pauses the game.
And you select body parts.
Yeah, and you can like shoot at people's heads, or it's especially useful if you're going to be taking on Deathclaws, because you can cripple people's legs and arms. And if you know anything about Fallout, then you'll know that Deathclaws are complete and utter cons.
Yes,
they will quite literally rape you with their claws until you are dead, and then rape you a bit more.
Just to be sure.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
If you're not lucky, then wow, God forbid.
But that's quite a nice little system, because obviously you can play it where you aim down the... Well, you say aim down the sight. They didn't do that until New Vegas, but you can free shoot like any first-person game. But it pays to sometimes VAT it up. In fact, I use VATs quite a lot when I play Fallout.
It makes it interesting.
And
then you get the slow-mo bit where their head just falls off.
Yeah, that's also cool. And if you pick up the Bloody Mess perk as well, that is extremely funny, because if you catch them right, they will quite literally explode into bits. And you can pick these bits up and move them around if you feel like it.
just for the hell of it.
Yeah,
why not?
I quite like that when you explode their skull as well. A little eye pops out, and
oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was
that's a nice little touch.
Disgusting, but at the same time quite interesting.
Yeah, it's very much a game that's an 18.
Apparently, a lot of people criticised it for being silly violent, but
it's an 18 rated game in a post-apocalyptic world.
Exactly. I mean, that just brings me to the point I had before. But there you go.
But yeah, I mean, obviously you can go literally anywhere you want.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the definition of non-linear, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean
there's a story to do.
You can follow the overarching story quest, which is quite good in its own right.
There's lots of little side.
Oh, I wouldn't even say there's lots. There's hundreds of little side
hundreds
quests.
of thousands of them.
My personal favourite is going up to the Republic of Dave.
Yeah,
Dave.
It does actually exist, and you can rig the election if you do it right. And Dave, the self-proclaimed president and ruler of Dave, will leave and promptly meet his death at the hands of Deathclaws, which is amusing.
Was that what we did on mine? I can't remember. I think we rigged it, didn't we?
Mm.
And it didn't end well for him, unfortunately.
No, he dies.
Quite nasty. But then we also had to run very quickly.
Yeah.
Shit!
Another nice touch is the use of karma in the game. You can be
via your Pip-Boy.
Yes, you can be an utter bad boy by killing hundreds of innocent people, or you can play it cool and be nice and. Well, you can play it 3 ways really. You can be good, neutral, or bad. Neutral, I suppose, lets you have the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Because you can equal yourself out by doing certain things.
You can be nice and
you can be good, bad, whatever.
You
can also turn into a cannibal if you want,
Nice.
which is quite interesting. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
I
Start
mean,
eating people.
not only that as well. I mean, you've got all of this going on in the main game, and then there's 5 additional packs of downloadable story that you can also do.
Yeah, they're really good. Well, apart from Mothership Zeta's a bit.
That's the alien one, isn't it?
Yeah, but I quite enjoyed that. It's a complete change of scenery, obviously, because you're up on an alien spaceship. But
one thing I wasn't keen on with that, the fact that I had Fallout 3 initially, and then they released the Game of the Year edition with all the downloadable content on, because I didn't see the point in spending £8 a pack, because I wasn't going to play it straight away. Well, yeah, but if you're going to be playing it straight away, then fair enough. But with me, it takes me a while. If I've got a game, I'm not going to be playing it there and then, so I don't see the point in spending that money on the DLC to get it straight away. So I got the Game of the Year edition with all the DLC on it for £25. I even traded in my original copy of Fallout, and I saved like a £5 on that. So for like £20, I got the main game plus 30, 40 odd quids, 8 times 7, 5 times 7, 5 times 8.
40.
Yeah, because it's a $7.99 a pack on PSN.
Oh, it's cheaper on Xbox.
Yeah. Or get the Game of the Year edition. You don't have to spend even less. So I've got the Game of the Year edition for £20, and the DLC on its own is 40. So it was like, well, you know.
I quite liked the bit I've just thought of it, where you had to go to that. I can't remember what the friggin' hell the colony was called, but you had a bloke who'd mutated into a tree.
Oh, the Oasis.
That's the one.
Yeah, you can go to Oasis. You meet. He's a character that's been in the previous Fallouts.
Yeah,
I think his name's Bob.
Yeah, and he actually turns out to be a tree, and they all worship him. But it actually turns out he doesn't want to live anymore. And you can.
And again, this is where the karma system comes into it.
Yeah. Did you get bad karma for killing him?
No, I think you can. It's neutral.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect you. You get obviously these tree people come up and say, "Oh, don't kill him." One comes up and says, "You've got to use this serum to stop him from dying," and then it's down to yourself, personal choice. And
I went down and shot his heart.
Yeah, you can burn his heart, shoot it, whatever.
Yeah.
But basically, I mean, you do what you like.
You do what you like, yeah.
That's the
and if you're good enough, by improving obviously your various stats like speech and whatnot, you can talk your way out of situations. So if the tree people got angry that you killed him, you can use your speech challenge based on a percentage.
Try and talk them around it.
Yeah, and you know, your odds of success come up on the screen, and if they go for it, then you can talk your way out of situations like that.
I think we got away with it on mine. I think we killed him, but they didn't know that we'd actually killed him. So they just thought he died naturally. And we're like, yeah.
No.
I'm just going to leave now and never return, so that you can't accuse me of anything else.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, the scale of the game will probably daunt a lot of people into.
It certainly did, mate. I think my pants went brown.
It's daunting, but I'm willing to put the hours in as and when I get time for it.
I mean, there's so much to explore. Even now, when I go into it.
I mean, you've finished the story.
Oh, I finished everything.
Yeah. And you still go in and
crazy.
Yeah, you're crazy, Ham. You're crazy.
It's just fun to, especially when if you become a stealth-based character, because one of the add-on packs was Operation Anchorage, and you could get as a reward something called the Chinese stealth suit, which when you crouch down renders you invisible.
Nice.
And that turns you into just a killing machine from.
Yeah.
You
as soon as you stop and crouch.
People. Yeah, I mean, you can improve your sneak skills anyway. I think I had about high 90s for my sneak, so I could literally creep up behind somebody and shoot them in the back of the head, and then wouldn't know what hit them.
Nice.
So that you get, and you can build your character in whichever way you want. So you can have a sneak character, your muscle bound unarmed bloke who would use just fists.
Yeah.
Someone who used like
Melee weapons.
melee weapons.
Yeah.
That's the one. Or
I
you
just
could
saw
use
you drumming then. I was thinking drumsticks with one hand,
Yeah.
so just ringing out the beat.
Taiko drums.
Yeah. Or you
Killing
could
with sound waves.
use just be a general all round gun guy.
Yeah.
Or gal, depending on
Whichever you,
whichever sex you wanted.
look just like your father. Oh, that's not very good.
No. It was good. I mean,
It is extremely good.
I admit I did get rid of it before I'd finished it, but I think that's because I didn't play it anymore. Because I don't mind big games, but I got a feeling because I'm recently playing through Oblivion, but I don't think I will.
If anything, they scaled back on Fallout 3 from Oblivion because Oblivion was just
Massive.
I felt that was too big.
Yeah, I don't think I will play through.
Well, again, I got the Game of the Year edition for that because then I sold it to you and then you've let him borrow it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
A circle of games.
I'm currently thinking that I may just do a few missions here and there, side ones, and then just get on with the story.
Yeah.
I think.
There's a lot to do. I think with a lot of these sort of like open world games is that there's a lot of side missions there if you want to do them. If you're interested in
Oh
well,
yeah.
I mean, it's like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. There's loads of like mini side missions in that I did a lot of because I was into the story and into the characters and everything. Whereas I assume with Fallout 3, because I have no emotional investment in the character that I'm playing, I don't think I'll do too many side missions, to be honest. I'll try and do... I mean, I'll just play it, play whatever missions come up and just see what happens. But
Yeah.
that's all I'll be doing with it, really. So
I'll give it another thing as well. The music was very good. Apart from when like you're wandering around the wasteland, it's just ambient. On the odd occasion, a pianist just pops up here and there, as we've named the Fallout pianist. As with Bioshock, there is the Bioshock crazy violinist. But the main theme for it, I heard I'd forgotten it had a main theme until we captured it actually, and then I listened to it again on YouTube, and there is a very interesting use of horns in it, where it is mostly just dominated by percussion and French horns, I think, from the sounds of things, where the strings take a very nonchalant backseat, which is very rare in scores actually.
Yeah.
Usually the strings are there at least for rhythm, but this was mostly just
noise.
even the French horn. Well, yeah. No, it was a good sort of noise, but it was like
Yeah.
the French horns interestingly worked as a main melody and to back the primary horns
Yeah,
up
yeah.
in a way. So it's sort of like secondary and first in a way, as opposed to secondary and first violins, which worked very well, I thought.
Yeah. Rabble.
Yes.
Rabble.
So I'm looking forward to going back into it, but I'm actually concentrating on some of the because I've got hundreds of games, to be honest. So
Yes.
I'm concentrating on finishing the stories on a few of them, maybe a few of the shorter games, and then when I've completed a few of them, I'll dip back into.
It's definitely a game that you have to put the hours in, especially for
At the same time, though, it's one of those games where you can say, "Oh, I'll just play this for half an hour or an hour."
You
or
can't
something.
do that.
And then
You
5
can't do
hours
that.
later, you're feeling a bit sick 'cause you've been staring at the TV screen for too long.
Can't do it. Yeah, it's
And it's
one,
4 in the morning.
You've got to plug away at it because the first 4 or 5 levels or so of character development, you will die quite a lot.
Yeah.
And you have to save regularly, otherwise you will get punished.
Punish.
The deaths are quite amusing as well.
Oh yeah, you can lose.
Oh,
a leg
like
if you're
Dead
not
Space
careful.
style.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
quite that extreme.
No,
but
but
They are
It's
quite
in that-
funny.
it's in that area,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can lose limbs if you're not careful.
yeah. So
Right,
Yeah.
I thought you, I
silence.
expected you to carry on.
Right,
Anything
no.
else you guys want to?
yeah, if you're going to pick up a version of it, make sure you do get the Game of the Year edition.
You get all the DLC.
you get the
You don't
DL
have to
you-
play it, do you?
No, you don't have to play it, but it does.
Adds a bit of colour.
It does let you carry on the story as well.
Oh yeah, because it changes the ending, doesn't it? The broken
Broken Steel
Broken
was
Steel.
the add-on
And
pack that.
bumps up the level cap. as well,
Yeah,
doesn't
the
it?
level cap goes up to 35. But if you don't play the Game of the Year edition, then massive spoiler if you haven't played it already, your character will die. Sorry.
That's
Yeah.
fine. That's all cool.
I
So
watched.
if you haven't got the Game of the Year edition, then
Or if
you'll
you
snuff
if
it.
you if you buy the downloadable,
I've got Game of the
content,
Year, so I'm fine.
you're fine. But if you're going to buy an add-on pack, get Broken Steel, because you will at least be able to carry on after the story has
Yeah.
ended.
See,
So I won't say why.
I'm
the
not
story will
keen
carry
on games that do that, where you spend all that time doing stuff. You got all these other side missions that you may want to do, and then it just hard cut off, and you've got to go back to the start and
Yeah,
do it again.
yeah. It's a
Because, I
bit.
mean, Assassin's Creed does that. As soon as the main game finishes, you can go back into the Animus and do everything
Yeah.
you missed out first time. If you want to get in touch with us, send us an email to info@randomstoke.com, or you can get in touch with us by going to randomstoke.com and finding the communication details on there, as well as all of our other projects and previous episodes in both 60 Second Retro Gamer and 60 Second Gamer, the main series itself. And also the video reviews are all on there as well, so just have a look through the site and get in touch if you want to. So, thank you for listening if you have been, and we'll see you next time.